Hey guys, Professor Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so in today's video, we're going to briefly describe what my setup is going to be for this 2018 F-150. You guys saw in the last video that I did get recently just get new wheels and tires for it, and the truck is literally getting lifted next week. It's going to have the new wheels and tires on top of it, so it's going to be absolutely freaking awesome. I'm super excited for it, so I kind of wanted to make this video to kind of talk about the prices, how much everything costs, if you want to get this exact setup, why I went with this setup, and what the benefits are and how cool it's going to look. Stay tuned. And so those of you who've been following the channel for a while, you know I've been super contemplating on figuring out which exhaust system I want to get, which lift kit I want to get, what wheels and tires I want to get. Do I want to get it leveled? Do I want to get this? Do I want to get these headlights? Do I want to get all these different things, right? And I just came to a conclusion. I said, you know what? If I just keep talking about it, I'm never going to do it. So I decided, you know what? I got this truck because I wanted to get it lifted. I started looking at levels to try to, minimize the cost point, but I was like, you know what? YouTube really wants me to get this lifted. I wanted to get this lifted, and I feel like if I got it leveled, I would just be unhappy with it because I've always wanted to get it lifted. So next week it's going to the shop to get lifted. It's super exciting, so that's going to be the next video. So literally after this video, you're going to see that video, and it's going to be super, super sick. But what I went with were fuel assaults, 20 by 10 with a negative 22 offset, so it's not too wide and it's not too narrow where it's so positive that it's tucked into the fender. It's got a nice offset to it where it really looks aggressive. And then I went with the tires, was Federal Explorer RT, which is a hybrid tire between an all-terrain and a mud-terrain, right in the middle. And then that was a 35 by 12.5 R20, which you can kind of, it's in another metric, in metric size, it would be like 315, 65, 20, if you have a metric system. But the reason why I went with those wheels and tires was because, number one, I always wanted the fuel assault wheels, and I was actually on Facebook Marketplace, and I was just cruising around, and I just saw these wheels and tires for sale. It was the exact wheels that I wanted, the exact setup, the exact tire size, and it came out to $2,300. And wow, I was looking at the wheels brand new, tires brand new. It was going to be probably like $4,000. It came with the lug nuts. It came with the TPMS sensors in it. I was like, this has got to be a steal. I'm going to go pick it up. At the same time, I was getting my oil change done and realized, like, dude, you really need new tires. And this is just the time. I'm just going to get lifted now because tires are wearing on it. I put about 30,000 miles on this truck with the tires that I bought with the truck. And the tires were already used when I bought them. So just decided, you know what? I'm getting these, doing this lift right now. Let's go ahead and get it done. So I went with the this offer, picked them up, paid them cash, drove them. I put 3 of them in the back and 1 up front just because I didn't want to put them back there. I want somebody to snatch them on the way. There's some crazy people in this world, so I wasn't trying to risk that. So I threw them all in the cabin, and we drove 2 hours back to where we live, and we picked them up. So now next week I ordered the Rough Country, the standard kit. It's $1,250 for that kit. It's a 6-inch lift kit with standard shocks, standard struts. Wasn't gonna go anything crazy. I'm not gonna off-road with this thing. I'm not gonna go mudding with it. I'm not gonna do all these crazy stuff with it. It's just my daily driver. I want it to look good, and this channel is all about, just building on a budget, keeping the cost low, but actually having nice things. As you guys know, this is a 2018 STX, but it looks like a fully done Lariat or Platinum. Just a couple of things I've done to it. If you look from the outside, you couldn't really tell if it's a base model or it's a high trim model. It actually looks better than a lot of the high trim models, just the way I've done to it. So I went with the Rough Country 6-inch kit and the fuel assaults with the Federal Explorer tires. And to get that installed, it's gonna be a full day, about 8 to 10 hours. So it's gonna cost about $1,050 for the installation. That's what they quoted me at. So all together, for the wheels, tires, TPMS sensors, lug nuts, lift kit, installation, fully aligned, installed, all of that, it comes out to $5,100 for this whole setup. Now, some of you may say that's a lot of money. Some of you may say that's pretty good. It's pretty cheap for a lift kit and the tires and wheels of this size. But that's just a setup that I decided to go with. I think it's gonna look super sweet. I made a video on the ultimate budget build, or the ultimate build for the F-150. So I started with just like a basic leveling kit on 35s or 34s. And then I said, you know what, the next model would be like just going 20 by 10s with like 4 or 6-inch lift kit, with like a nice mid-range offset. And then the final one was like negative 44 6 to 8 inch lift, tow mirrors, like fender flares just going all out, train horns just going crazy. I decided to keep it right in the middle. It's nothing too flashy, but it definitely looks good, and it's definitely going to turn heads, and I'm super excited for it. So just kind of wanted to break that down with the cost and tell you guys exactly what it's going to cost to build that lift, to build exactly that setup. Now it's going to cost probably more if you're not buying it used, those wheels and tires used like I did. So if you weren't buying them used, you're probably looking at I want to say probably like close to $7,000 for that, like for that system, for that set. But if you want to save a little extra money, you can actually buy your wheels and tires used on Facebook Marketplace. You can buy them off a friend, buy them off the forums. People are selling them all the time. You just got to get that right deal and then jump right in and take it. But other than that, guys, I'm super excited. It's going to get lifted next week, so stay tuned for that video. It's finally coming, and I'll be talking about everything, all this crazy things that happens, and you know what it's like to drive it, and how tall it's going to be, and what it looks like. And there's going to be a lot of more videos coming out for it, but I just want to give a quick update. All right, y'all, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.